The Australian share market opened around half an hour ago. It opened lower as predicted. This is after the President, Donald Trump, said that he would impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminium exports. Joining me now is our business reporter, Edward Boyd. Trump will announce the details of this tomorrow. If that blanket approach is taken, Australia would be affected.
Australia will be.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, this is something that I think Aussie businesses have been kind of preparing for and the government has been preparing for. Trump has flagged widespread tariffs across a range of goods. He's talked about them for quite a long period of time. And then on Air Force One on the way to the Super Bowl, quick little announcement that there'll be a 25% tariff on aluminium and steel. We can have a look at the immediate stock market reaction from the ASX 200. It was trading close to record highs on Friday. It's down 0.6% as we're speaking at the moment. Go to the next page, we can look at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar has been close to 5-year lows. It's fallen 0.3% in the last half hour or so. It's now at 62.5 cents. The 5-year low was below the 61 cent mark. So it's come back a bit over the past few weeks, but there are a lot of businesses, Laura, that are clearly going to be affected by these potential tariffs when Trump does finally implement them.
So we're talking about BlueScope, Rio, any others?
Yeah, look, BlueScope is a big one. They've actually got a huge steel mill in Ohio, in America. We should have a graphic. Hopefully it's populated by now. The ASX gives us this data at about 10:20. So BlueScope Steel, you can see there at the top of the screen, its share price has actually accelerated because it's going to probably get a lot more business out of its American company now after these tariffs have come into place. Rio Tinto is a massive aluminium producer. They've got a big business in Canada that will clearly be affected. Sims Metal is a metal recycling business with operations all over the world, including in North America, but also Australia. They've fallen. South32 is another sort of commodities-related company that's down. Metro Mining is an Australian bauxite producer based up in Queensland, so they've dropped 1.5% in early trade. Now, if we go to the next page, we've got some other businesses on the fringes here. Champion Iron is a big iron ore producer in Canada. It's actually increased, which is interesting. You've got Aurora, which is an aluminium packaging company. They've fallen. Whitehaven Coal, Yancoal and BHP, they all produce coal for steel-making purposes. Looks like a bit of a flat share market reaction to those companies there. But it's really going to take a bit of time for these businesses to understand the full impact of the tariffs and what it's going to do to their bottom line. I'm sure companies' boards are talking right now trying to figure out what it's going to mean, but obviously we haven't heard the full details yet from Trump. We know it's usually a bargaining tool. The reality may be very different to a 25%.
Investors and these CEOs will also be looking at two things, won't they? One, that Trump has threatened tariffs and then pulled back, particularly with Canada and Mexico. And two, that Australia has a lot going for it when it comes to appealing to Donald Trump and what he actually wants to get out of these tariffs. And the conditions that we saw in 2018 that gave us those great exemptions, they still exist now, even though there's a different ambassador in Washington.
Those conditions still exist. I think Australian businesses will probably be quietly confident that there will be some sort of exemption or some sort of deal made with the Trump administration. The tariffs, if they do come into place, won't be as severe as what he said. This is sort of his playbook, come out with a big announcement and then quietly work behind the scenes to figure out a compromise. We've seen that already with the tariffs he placed on Canada and Mexico. They've been deferred. I'd imagine it's going to be the same playbook here with these tariffs on steel and aluminium.
Ed, I can't wait to see. We'll have to wait till after the Super Bowl at least, won't we? As you say, made on the way on Air Force One to the Super Bowl. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.